dímelo, corillo, que es la que hay. Estamos aquí que vamos a probar este jueguito que lo compré anoche. Como a las 11:30 de la noche estaba yo chequeando esto. El profe me había dicho de este juego. Y profe, el jueguito se ve duro. Solo compré, que se joda. Y no lo he empezado, no he hecho nada. Solo estoy seteándolo aquí. Ayer lo bajé. Y le vamos a meter bien duro. So, déjame saludar aquí bien rápido a Ricky Rods, que siempre está por ahí duro. La profesora, dímelo, profesora. Y el profe, y a todo el mundo que entre por ahí. Ya tú sabes, chilling. Estamos aquí. Ustedes saben. Y mira, dándole el cafecito obligado a 7-Eleven que me auspicie bien duro. Que es la que hay. Pero ya mismo vamos a empezar esto aquí de una. Déjame. Yo no voy a ver el chat aquí, pero lo estoy viendo acá en el celular. So, vamos allá, corillo. Ustedes me dicen si se escucha bien el juego, si se escucha bien el micrófono, porque si no se escucha bien, vuelvo aquí en el programa rápido y montamos los settings rápido de una. So, vamos allá. Déjame, voy a mutearme un momentito. Lo descubrí gracias a Poyanco. Duro. Profe, dime si se escucha el juego. Dime si escuchas bien el juego o no. Si no, pues para subirle un poquito. Todavía no voy a hundir nada hasta que tú me digas, estamos bien. Si sale el audio del juego, vamos. Yo el micrófono lo tengo aquí en uno. So, vamos allá. ¿Escuchas la música, profe? So, nos vamos with a new game. Vamos a empezar esto de primera vez que vamos a jugarlo. Y hace frío, puñeta. Bueno, profe, no me contestaste, cabrón. Lambón. I'm just hit it. Es más, yo voy a probarlo. Voy a mutear el micrófono mío. Ok, se escucha duro. Pues dale, papi, nos vamos. Boom, medium. Vamos por ahí para abajo, papi.
Encode your DNA.
Coño. Yo creo que me voy con el bravo. Estoy mirando acá en el otro lado a ver qué es esto. Vitality, Strength. Esa mierda, déjame ver cómo está el bravo. ¿Lo puedes subir un poquito? Dale, papi, yo subo eso ahora. Vamos allá. Vamos a subir eso de una. Dale, papi, ya subí eso. Dímelo, Juanchu Texan. Aquí a probar este jueguito que compramos ahora. So. Dime ahora, profe. Ya lo subí. I'm gonna go with this now.
Define your genetic structure.
Diablo, entre más inteligente, más cabeza me cabrón. Oh, el mío. Vamos a darle duro, strength obligado.
Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style.
El tipo está duro. Esto todo lo vamos a hacer aquí, corillo. Entonces, si me gusta el juego, seguimos por ahí para abajo. Sí, papi. El profe quedó viendo a Poyanco jugando este y...
Pick your main color.
Vámonos ahí que se joda.
Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Commando. Psy-freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Psy-freak.
Este tipo se ve duro aquí.
Psy-freak chosen. That'll work.
Nos fuimos, corillo. Vamos a probarlo.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living.
Profe, ¿se escucha todo bien ahora? Igual combo, ustedes escuchan todo bien. ¿Dónde voy?
But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Lo voy a dejar a ustedes que escojan. Dígame, ¿cuál quiere? ¿Izquierda o derecha? ¿Izquierda o derecha? Ustedes dicen. Se escucha así, se escucha bien duro. Ustedes dicen. Left or right. Izquierda o derecha. Yo sé que tienen el delay aquí está bien duro. Creo que el delay es de 20 segundos. King y yo estábamos contando los segundos. Creo que son 30 segundos o 28 segundos de delay. Estoy esperando que ustedes derecha. Bueno, me voy con derecha. De una, Ricky, para avanzar.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
I don't know, pero la vocecita del tipo me tiene loco. Derecha, nos vamos a derecha entonces. Ya ustedes dieron derecha, nos vamos a
Seems
derecha.
more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress. And as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Y se jodió.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature. and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
El jueguito tiene buenas gráficas. No sé si ustedes pueden ver las gráficas ahí en el YouTube, pero aquí en el monitor está duro.
To end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
Diablo, me quedé ahí por estar ahí.
The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Esperen por ahí que la madrina va a streamear hoy. Move toward enemies and target them with melee attack. Reload a gente. RB, ok. Aquí hay algo por aquí que yo no me pasé. Duro. Hay que beber agua, el cabrón. Un tampón. Mira, este cabrón se... Encontré un tampón. Duro, papi. Ya tú sabes qué hacer con el tampón.
Not the easiest way to get up. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
LB. That left button. Okay. Duro, me dio los percos. Dímelo, papi, ¿qué es la que hay?
The scrap keeps piling up.
¿Qué está pasando, boy? Por aquí por si acaso. Hay cositas por ahí tirar. Tengo que cogerle el gustito al juego, por eso me ven a lo loco un poquito.
emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Empezar con el inventario aquí bien duro. Duro. Diablo. Esto es un mundo cabrón. Let's see where we gotta go.
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Special attacks.
Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count.
¿Cómo puñeta es esto? Me jodí. Rotate each node. Color match. Me jodí. I got it now.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Diablo, profe, ayúdame aquí, papi. Eso está amarillo, amarillo.
There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Soon. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Perco, papi. Perco para acá.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar.
Lo que él dijo.
You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Vamos a coger la cicatriz, a ver.
It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the Unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Duro. Mira, Elvis.
Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life.
Qué cabrón, Ricky.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
De puñeta, vamos entonces. ayuda aquí otra vez. Para acá.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Ven acá, huele ñema.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
Bueno, vamos a ver para dónde puñeta vamos. Vamos para donde los potatoes. Y ese es el vigil. Qué cabrón.
Now that you've seen the Nono's
Profe.
connection with the tree with your own eyes,
Déjate el
you
pelo
have
así.
no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mecton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Le subí, profe, dime ahora. Si no, pues espérate. Dime a ver ahora, papi. Dime si se escucha mejor. Fue que me eché un poquito más para atrás. Para acomodarme mejor. He wants you to understand you'll die if the tree isn't saved. Nos vamos para el puerco. Or how can I defeat the World Eaters? Escojan ustedes, puerco o nos vamos a ver los otros. Dime a ver. Yo tengo ganas de ir a ver al puerco. Dime a ver, profe, ¿se escucha mejor ahora? Está esperando que escriban ahí. Si quieren que vaya para donde el puerco, donde Porky, o nos vamos para los World Eaters. Duro. Vamos para acá, que se joda, vamos para donde cópiamelo. Vamos para allá, vamos para allá.
He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
LT, ¿cuál es el LT?
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters.
Supuestamente le van a hacer un update a esto para arreglar un poquito las gráficas. Pero las gráficas se ven bien duras.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Signpost have found your location. You unlock signpost. Okay. Duro, aquí se puede ir fast travel y todo. Okay. Fast travel to any sign. Alright. Open the map and press it anytime. Duro. Play sweep. Duro.
Must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The world eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Por culpa de los Jose.
He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Interact. Dame un segundo, corillo, aquí que estoy chequeando algo.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
Let me help. Vamos a ayudar a esta gente.
He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
Too much already.
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
Points. Vamos a ver si le hacemos un upgrade, yo creo.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the world eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. He can sense you share Myriad's view on the world. The Myriad would embrace someone willing to fight against the tyranny of the Jagni. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Vamos allá. Pero vamos a chequear aquí qué tenemos que hacer. Vamos para el inventario rápido. No amo. PCI, ok. Tenemos algo ahí. No hay ni mierda. So, let's go.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it.
Vamos por ahí, combo.
They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem.
Voy a darle una meadita, espérate. Uy.
Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Points out that the Sifu has a tight schedule, but is willing to let you in and find out if he has an open slot.
Vale, lo quiero ver ahora ese cabrón. Ya lo, la máscara del tipo se ve dura.
Zata is de muito tloho. Kariesne stanze. Par
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on your hands. That's something you have in common. He understands that sometimes we need to lose ourselves to find ourselves. But he's glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. There were 6 of them, but the unity fell apart after Lupa Lupin attacked the old village. Soon after, they formed new tribes based on their own values, and when the Blight started, the animosity escalated to war. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you, and suggests you embrace that side of you and help them vanquish the tribes and let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life.
Diablo, no sé cuál escoger. ¿Me uno con estos locos o me voy al garete? Ustedes dicen. Si están ahí todavía, me uno con estos locos, con los Yanji, o me voy bien al garete, que se joda. Yo estoy pensando en irme al garete. al garete que se joda.
Zum ilem dat nete. Ankremo. Zata.
He had a feeling you'd say that. You're not sinister enough to be a Jagni. That big heart of yours makes you weak. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a rival.
No, papi, nos vamos al garete.
Sarjesne statse. Apinosko. Na zena
No, no.
kastatne?
Then
Me voy
so
solo,
be it.
papi.
He wants you to know that they'll show no mercy at the end of this war and offers you a last chance to come back and join when you realize you've picked the wrong side.
Hasta la próxima.
O visoko dulatsi ne.
And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad's stone fort before word gets out that you've chosen not to side with them.
No, qué carajo es Stone Fort.
Paro. O visoko dulatsi ne.
It was built on the back of many, including us, and claimed by Myriad when the construction was abandoned after the attack on the old village. It was your Mooma's vision for a new home for us all.
Iglis moi toxidra. Tulzadne.
It's time to say goodbye for now. And if it's not the kind of goodbye that lasts forever, then the next will mean the end for you.
Coño, el tipo me está amenazando y todo. Que huele estaca. Seek protection with... Dice level up, wait up. Let's level up. Dice strength, vitality, strength, intellect. Ya nosotros le metimos strength ahorita, ¿verdad? No me acuerdo. Let's go con este. El menos que tiene es este o este. O la agilidad. Vamos
You
con
seem
this.
better.
Dímelo, King. Upgrade point. Duro. Basic melee. ¿Qué está pasando, King? Vamos a dejarlo para allá mismo. Yo espero que vaya por el camino correcto, puñeta, aquí. Si no, me jodo. Este juego se ve tan cabrón. Aquí con dolor de cabeza. Diablo, papi. Tómate 2 Tyler. Y café obligado.
That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know.
Bueno, mi gente. Voy a mear.
Let's see.
Ya estamos ahí ready. Ya meamos un ratito ahí. Un par de meaditas por ahí en todo el mapa. Duro.
It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance.
Por culpa del José.
Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war.
Say they're... Vamos con ese cabrón, Pablo, que tiene miedo.
Points out that the Sifu has a tight schedule, but is willing to let you in and find out if he has an open slot.
Sibi? Lappanen akin kannan. Kerätnä faalo hutkut.
Qué clase, cabrón. Métete en
The
taza.
Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place.
Sí, papi.
He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces
Arráncate la uña
himself
del
as
dedo
the
chiquito
tribe's
del pie.
Sifu.
Para que tú veas.
But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you.
Dice, boy.
Kerääkö tenkin hirm, kine affirman katano shupudo.
He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common.
Follow matati.
He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here.
Kerää follow vasine habele, Sibi?
There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted.
Kuulemma muosse, horotiin nähtäisi.
Qué cabrón.
The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Bueno, ahorita preguntamos por los discípulos. Vamos a ver qué dice de
Horotiin
Muma.
nää. Kerää follow vasine habele. All the kursi gara hek eh.
Your Muma invented Wang Fu.
Qué cabrón.
Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe.
They want to unite the tribes of the world. Save the tree of life. Y estos huevones. Profe. ¿Cuál? ¿Yanji o los course? Ustedes escogen. Dale, Kindo. Escoge uno o dos. Uno o dos. Yanji o course. Yanji o course. Unite the tribes. No sé cuál escoger. Si fuera yo a escoger, ya que ustedes no están ahí, me voy con Yanji. Ya que conocimos a aquellos samuráis locos de allá. So, más el profe dijo que me fuera con ellos, o vámonos con ellos.
All the kursi gara hek eh. Horotiin nää. Kerää motti.
The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination, a vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war.
They kind of run out of options, even though they come. At least you're at peace with yourself. I wish there were another way. Vámonos con another way.
You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of.
Okay, ya estamos abriendo mapas ahí a todo fuerte.
He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Vamos allá, papi.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war.
Sí, papi,
A war that bonds as much as it breaks. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again.
Ok, ya sé que tengo el delay, ahora les voy a preguntar. ¿Compartimos el land or los retamos bien duro? Dale, profe. O ahí, el corillo, ¿cuál quieren? Share the land or challenge to unite. Ustedes van a escoger el juego, ustedes van a escoger el ending de todo este juego. So, metan mano. Voy a esperar el delay. No hay más war. You want me to take share land again? El 2, cabrón. ¿Cuál es el 2? 1-2. Challenge and unite. Papi, si me dijiste este, se joda. Por 2. Challenge and unite. Dale.
They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help.
Le voy a hacer caso a esto. Let's go to the old village.
Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember. finding things both here and there. Thinks Myriad and Netra are evenly mapped. Understands you have things to do.
Adiós.
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort.
Bueno, ya ustedes saben qué voy a hacer aquí, ¿verdad?
Let's see.
So let's go this way. Ya se puso de noche ya. ¿Qué cojones? Pero cabrón, que el tipo cogiera un poquito más rápido. Oh shit. No, cabrón.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the Wonkers especially, deformed and unfurled.
Estoy jodido, cabrón. Dímelo, cájalo. Otro tampón.
Looks valuable.
¿Qué es la que hay, Carlos? Mismo conseguí un caballo duro. Baja.
Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you
Está
closer.
duro, ¿oíste? Jueguitos así que me gustan a mí. Dame ahí, está ahí.
Let's see.
What we gotta see?
As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over.
Duro, papi.
Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind.
está ahí, me cago en la
Here's
hostia.
someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. He understands Wang Fu is hard. That's why your Muma only has 6 disciples. Doing just one thing helps you get more done in less time. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time to do what needs to be done than right now.
Ya lo que chiquito está ese cabrón. Me jodí. Qué huele, bicho.
He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. He won't let anyone know you can't swim.
Sí, papi, la
He
vi, estaba
assumes that's
bajándose.
what you meant. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end, too. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind.
Mira el José.
Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful.
Qué cabrón.
He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself to protect the environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It should...
Duro, ahora tengo que buscar mierda para reciclar.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. But that's his point, to take something useless, change it, and put it to good use again.
No tengo un carajo aquí o sí o no puedo. Duro.
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He says you don't really need a weapon when you're born one. Gizmo. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself. She... They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. That makes him wonder why you were here looking for it. There's no way. He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he can and can't do, and that includes you.
Whatever the fuck it is. Me jodió.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She's there for... It's time to focus on your training now.
Sí, papi. ¿Dónde puñeta tengo que ir, coño?
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your popsies. He heard you help. He asks if you could help him too. He's curious to see what you found. Thinks he says it's a... The style might be too edgy for him. He agrees that he's looking... Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be. But there's... wants you to...
Antes había que leer con cojones. Y después si leía y pasaba y no terminabas de leer, te jodía.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. Thanks you for being... You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Reminds you that the best way to get someone to do things is for you to thank them.
Cabrón fumando pasta ahí. Where you at? Cabrón, ¿qué tengo que hacer con este hijo de puta? Vamos a darle suave entonces. Papi, este cabrón me va a marear.
Catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's one. Figuring that out is half the fun. It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see. Your Muma says you look tired. Says a good rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Regalar from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire.
Jodido. Este cabrón no va a coger.
That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Cogiendo así de lento si estuviera quemándose el sitio.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming. He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming, whether she's ready for it or not.
Lo puedo bajar aquí, papi. Lo tienen en el
Whatever happens,
aquí
you need to know she loves you. And
Xbox
everything she's done has been to protect you. She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Luna says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Sí, papi, yo lo jugaba Windows 95 también. Y en Windows 98 creo que era. Uno de esos dos, como tú dijiste. Papi lo tiene
Death
ahí.
is not to
Puede
be
ser que lo
feared by
baje
one
pa
who has
hacer
lived life
un
with a
throwback.
pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now.
Ya lo le mató a la muma.
If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
Se jodió.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.
Now you can craft weapons and modify your gear in crafting menu. Okay. Vamos allá.
The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose.
kyllä tuossa te meso.
You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take...
Eikä. Tulla sumalla me, tulla vekyä ja pak. Mä nukin
De una, papi,
You
denle
should
like,
hurry
compartan.
there and help them best the outpost.
Rak tuive.
Level up. Duro. Vamos a ver qué le metemos. Bueno. Agilidad obligado.
Look, an emergency box from the... Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist.
Uy. Use the phones. Okay.
Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Slammer.
Ooh, special attacks.
Small things for your big ideas. Concussion.
Duro, duro. La perco.
That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxin? There must be a...
Vamos por ahí para arriba, combo. buscando un sitio para salvar
You
el juego.
found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for
Dice,
all the trees.
vámonos con este.
The forest is wonderful. Wrecking fest.
Me odio. Seguimos por ahí.
That's a Jagni tribe outpost.
Puntito para mear aquí.
Vacant up. Mine.
Y este cabrón, como yo llego a este tema, ese huele vi. Me da cabrón. Duro, duro.
Finally, a bit of glow.
Bueno, vamos a ver dónde puedo ir a mear para dejar el juego salvado. Para ver cuándo vuelvo otra vez. Puede ser que mañana.
Scrapalicious.
Duro.
Let's see.
Bueno, Corillo, 1.000.000 de gracias. de verdad por estar aquí con el combo. Bien duro, duro. No sé si me escuchan o no me escuchan. Pero vamos allá. De verdad, chequeamos por ahí. El jueguito está duro. So, vamos a seguir dándole. Esta es la primera parte. Venimos con la segunda. Puede ser que vengamos mañana o esta noche otra vez. So, estén pendientes. Puede ser que me vaya en vivo en el otro canal. Ustedes saben, Gilito es rica en LVB. Recuerden de suscribirse al canal. Denle like. Compartan. Recuerden, a los 100 suscriptores vamos a regalar algo bien duro, duro. Y ustedes saben, corillo, chequeamos por ahí.